Man, when I start thinking about when them girls was babies, it always brings up some stories, and they just come flooding back. So I've been sitting here making me a list, and I've gone through Russell, my grandson, and Tracy, my daughter, their cutest events. Well, Tammy Jo's fondest memory, my fondest memory of my daughter, Tammy Jo, the oldest, isn't about cuteness at all. It's about sweetness and tenderness. And she's a little bitty girl. Both my girls are little bitty. And different as day and night. But Tammy Jo was wanting to be a teacher from the time she was about 4. And today, she's gone past that goal and is a teacher of teachers. She teaches teachers how to teach school children. All right. Well, this is not about cuteness. It's about sweetness. Because if you ever looked at the name on my channel, it says Richard Koenig, aka the Sweetest One. The Sweetest One! Well, that ain't nearly true. I'm kind of a turd head. And Tammy Jo, I love you, girl, and here's your favorite story from your old daddo. Huh? Here's your favorite story, my favorite story of you from your old daddo. We were at the park one afternoon, and there were some kids practicing softball or soccer or something, and me and the girls, I was sitting on a set of bleachers, keeping an eye on my children. They were playing in the grass, chasing butterflies. They was 4 and 6 or so, and little bitty teeny girls. Now I'm talking about little bitty teeny, and there was a little girl that was retarded. And there were 3 boys over there picking on her, making fun of her. And Tammy Jo caught wind of that. She saw it, she overheard it, and she turned around and looked, and she goes stomping over there, dude, and she's mad. And she tells them boys, you better leave. She gets that little girl and pulls her to her. She says, you better leave this little girl alone, you big bullies. She said, you think you're a bully? That's my daddy right over there. That's my daddy right there with that cowboy hat, and I'll tell my daddy to come over here and beat you up. You better get out of here now. You leave this little child alone. And they were about probably 13 and 14. Had no business torturing this little girl like that. And she was crying. And Tammy brought her over to me, and she sat down, put her down beside me, and crawled up in my lap. And she said, Daddy. I said, I saw it, baby. I saw it. And she said, well, Daddy, I'm going to go play when this girl stops crying, and I want you to watch her and protect her. I said, baby, I got it. Started to choke me up a little bit. You get that? I mean, it started to choke me up a little bit. And so she sat there and introduced us and told her, I'm a very nice man. I won't be mean to you and all that. And eventually she got a chuckle out of that little girl. And then I started telling little children's jokes, and the girl got comfortable. And Tammy Jo asked her, she said, are you okay that my daddy protects you? He'll protect you. He'll beat them boys up or anybody else. And she said, yeah, I'm okay. And she quit crying, and I wiped her tear stains off her face with a bandana. And she's like, I'm okay. And she put her hand on my leg. And Tammy said, well, I'm going to go play. I'm going to go keep an eye on my little sister and go play, okay? And she's like, you okay if I leave you with my daddy? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm good. And she looked at me and she said, Daddo, because that's what Tammy introduced her to. This is my Daddo. That's what all my kids call me, even to this day. Even they're grown, Daddo. Hell, everybody calls me Daddo, even their friends that they've known since they were children. They called me Daddo then, and they still call me Daddo today. And you'll see it occasionally if you watch on Facebook, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, where one will say, Daddo, you can't say that. Well, they know I can. Sometimes I can't stop myself. But back to Tammy's story. Well, I don't know where this woman was the whole time now all that was going on, because that was a process of about 15, 20 minutes. And I see this, I look across the pasture, the ball field, soccer field, whatever it was, in the park, and I see this woman running towards me with a look of terror on her face. And that little girl, I got my arm around her, she got her hand on my leg, and we're talking, but I see her, it's obviously her mother, and she's concerned, like, well, who the heck is this? what the heck is that man doing touching my daughter? Well, I don't know where she was when all that other transpired, because that was 20 minutes, a 20-minute ordeal. It just touched my heart. And she comes running there, she called that girl's name, she said, get over here. And that little girl said, why, Mommy, what's the matter? And she said, you don't know that man? And she said, yes, I do. And her mama looked at me and I said, ma'am, I don't know where you were, but you lost track of your daughter for about 20 minutes. And there were some bullies making fun of her. And my daughter, that little blonde girl right there, came over and told them they better get away from her and never talk to her again, or I'm going to tell my dad to beat you up. And so they left her alone. And Tammy walked her back over to me and sat here with us until we got her to stop crying and start chuckling a little bit and feel comfortable. Then Tammy went out to watch this, and I was keeping an eye on Tracy the whole time. Occasionally, you know what I mean? I never let them out of my sight at a park, a public place. I never let them out of my sight when they were babies, period. And Tammy said, and I went and played, and I asked my daddy would he watch her, and she said she was okay with it, that he's a nice man. And so I told her the story about that. And I said, so ma'am, your child is in no harm here. I said, you need to probably take a little more care about where you are and what you're doing when she's in a public environment. Because you could have stopped that yourself in about 2 minutes, and she wouldn't have had to persevere that 15 minutes of misery. And she apologized, and she sat down on the other side of her little daughter and hugged her and was crying and stuff. And Tammy Joe's really the sweetest one. I ain't even close, brother. I'm not even close. Tammy Jo Caney, the real sweetest one. I love you, my dear. I love you, my little darling. Your old dad will love you, girl.